again, and hack again, and that can come underneath the head for some support if you tend to overly round in your upper back here. Just for some support for the cervical side. Otherwise, go ahead and just lie back. Allow the legs to drop open here. Allow your arms to release at your sides. Allow your eyes to close. Relax your jaw. Soften your face. Starting off here, just giving into gravity. Letting go. And see if you can just allow the weight of your body to be supported by the floor. With every exhale, sinking down a little more deeply. Just letting go, start to allow thoughts about your day to drift away. Letting go of to-do lists, thoughts about tomorrow. Settling in. Trying to allow the breath to expand as you inhale. Expanding the lungs, and then just allowing for your belly to rise. As you exhale, slowly allowing the belly to fall. You can find that expansion as you breathe in. Feeling of settling in and sinking down a bit more as you breathe out. Next time you breathe in, sending your breath all the way down to your toes. And from there, just imagining working your way up, starting at your feet, traveling your way up to your ankles. Relaxing your calves. Let that feeling travel up to your thighs, your hips, back and your belly, your chest. All the way up to your shoulders, arms, the neck and the head. Next breath in, take those arms up overhead and just do this nice morning stretch. Reaching from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Take a deep breath in here, and as you exhale, go ahead and draw the right knee into the chest. And release your fingers underneath the knee. And then re-extend the arms overhead and go ahead and lengthen through that right leg. And then draw your left knee in toward the chest. And just go back and forth a couple of times. As you breathe in, the arms reach, that leg will extend. As you breathe out, drawing that opposite knee in toward the chest. moving through this a couple more times. Moving with your breath. And then the next time that you draw this right knee in toward your chest, just hold. Use your upper body strength. Draw it in a little closer. Starting to release to the front of that hip. And then nice and easy, if you're tracing a circle on the ceiling with that knee, a couple of circles in one direction here. And then reversing that circle, so coming in the opposite direction. Next time you draw your knee in toward your chest, scooch the hips a bit to your right. And just drop the knee across the body here, coming into a twist. Let the weight of that right shoulder blade release into the floor. And then you can take that other hand to the outside of the knee. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, even that twist. Nice and easy, unwind. And from here, come back onto your back and just slide the hands back behind your thigh. Go ahead and lengthen through that leg. And then we'll bend the knee in here. And lengthen through the leg and move in from your knee joint. Just come through that a couple more times. You can maybe point the toes as you extend. Once you bend the knee in, maybe flex the foot here. And then the next time you lengthen through this leg, hold right here. Bring the hands back behind the thigh or slide them up to the calf and then feel your upper body weight. Draw your forehead toward your knee. Breath in. And on the exhale, lengthening that leg for that opposite wall. Nice and easy. Reaching all the way. And then go ahead and allow that leg to drop open. Just take a moment to just sort of observe the difference in the hips here. Maybe that right leg feels a little bit longer. When you're ready, take the arms back up overhead. This time, give the left knee a hug. So drawing the knee in toward the chest. And then re-extend that leg and the arms up overhead. And give the right knee a hug. And re-extend. And once again, draw the left knee in. Just going back and forth a couple more times. Moving with your breath. And the next time you hug that left knee in toward your chest, just hold right here. Take a couple of breaths here, just releasing through the front of that hip. And then start that same circle. Nice and easy, circling clockwise here. And then circling counterclockwise, letting that low back ease into the floor and then peel away. And then the next time you draw your knee into your chest, scoot your hips a bit to the left this time. Taking your knee across the body, let the weight of that left shoulder blade release into the floor. Taking this hand to the outside of the knee, take a breath here. As you exhale, deepening that twist. One more breath in. And then unwind onto your back here and just slide the hands back behind the side or lengthen through the left leg. And then go ahead and bend that knee in. So lengthening the leg here, maybe pointing the toes as you extend. And then as you bend the knee in, flex the foot. Do that a couple more times, moving with your breath. And then the next time you lengthen that leg, go ahead and hold. Stay right here, or crawl the hands up to the back of the calf and then peeling the upper body away. Draw your forehead toward your knee. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, think of reaching those toes for that opposite wall, nice and slow. Releasing all the way down. Let the leg drop open here. Take a moment to just observe that difference in the hips. And then from here, we'll take both arms up overhead. And then draw both knees in toward the chest. And then re-extend the arms and the legs. And then bend both knees in. And this next time you extend the legs, come to a hover a few inches away from the floor. And the next time you bend the knees and curl the upper body away from the floor, draw your nose towards your knees. Go through that a couple more times. So we're kind of waking up the abdominals here. And then the next time that you draw the knees and peel the upper body away, and then rock back just a little and start to rock back and forth along the spine. And then this next one will rock all the way up to a seat. And then sit up nice and tall here. You can grab a blanket or block if you like to elevate the hips. Reaching the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. So you can sink the sitting bones down into the floor. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Draw the elbows in. Rest the hands to the thighs. Take a moment to come back to your breath. And rejoin the palms together over the heart. Bring your thumbs right to heart center. Taking a moment, just allowing an intention to rise. And then sealing that intention with the sound of 3 Ms. So inhaling. Take a breath. Exhale your breath. And then blink open the eyes here, releasing the hands. And we'll slide the hands forward a bit. Allow the elbows to drop. And then from here, you're going to broaden across your collarbones. Make like you're drawing the floor towards you. From here, lift your heart. And as you exhale, rock the tailbone to back. Around your spine, press into your hands. As you inhale, the belly will lengthen, the heart will lift. Lift your gaze. And as you exhale, think of pressing into the floor here, like you're pressing the floor away. And then see if you can allow the pelvis to become a box. So as you come forward, let the pelvis go forward. And as you exhale, allow your pelvis to rock back, rounding through your spine. One more. Inhale, the belly will lengthen. You're broadening across your collarbones a bit here. And as you exhale, press into the floor. And this time, find that lift through the belly. Just allow your fingertips to drag across your mat. Stepping one vertebrae on top of another here, sweeping the arms like you're taking off your shirt. As you exhale, twist to your right. Inhale to grow a little bit taller. And on the exhale, start to build your way into this twist. So the crown of the head will lengthen up toward the ceiling. Exhale, ribs wrapping around. From here, the head and neck will follow. One more breath in, grow tall. Deepening this twist. From here, stay in the twist. Take this other arm, bring it alongside the ear. Just take a side bend in that other direction. So keeping the chest turning up sideways long. Breath in. We'll sweep the hand down and find this other knee. Fold over and relax the back of the neck. And as you inhale, this time sweeping your arms all the way up overhead. Backstroke your arms back behind you. And then come on to fingertips here. Bend the elbows just a bit. And then from there, lift your heart. Allow the chest to lift for the back bend. One more breath. From here, just rocking back your sitting bones. Switch to crossing the legs. So bring that other shin in front. And then slide the hands back out. Allow the elbows to drop. From here, the heart will lift. Broaden the collarbones. Exhale. Press the floor away around through the spine. As you inhale, the belly drops. The heart will lift. As you exhale, round the spine, pressing into the floor like you're pressing the floor away, getting that stretch of the low back. Once again, lengthening through the belly. Ease lifts here. Exhale, press into the hands. Pelvis rocks back. One more inhale. The heart will lift. And as you exhale, this time pressing into the hands, just allow the fingertips to drag. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, take a twist to your left. And then inhale as you grow a little bit taller here on the exhale breath, setting up for that twist. Reaching the crown of the head up toward the ceiling, and then ribs wrapping around through your head and neck will follow. One more breath. Stay in the twist. Take this other arm, bring it alongside the ear, and take a side bend over to your right. Keep the chest turning up, sideways long, breath in. Taking this hand down, find your other knee from here, folding over, relax the back of the neck. Inhale to sweep the arms all the way up. This time, backstroke the arms behind you, kind of fingertips, bend your elbows here. Lift your heart from here, lift your chest, little back bend. Staying here, peeling the hips away from the floor. One more breath in. And exhale, releasing, sliding off of your block or your blanket and coming onto all fours. And from here, bring your hips and knees so they're in line. We'll stack the shoulders and the wrists, spreading the fingers, and then making contact down into the floor with finger pads and knuckle pads. As you inhale, just drop and belly, allow the gaze to lift. As you exhale, pressing into the hands around all the way up to the cat. inhale, heart lift, knees lift. Exhale, make like you're pressing the floor away as you round up. And then just moving on your own breath here. On your own timing, starting to warm up the spine. Nice and easy. And then the next time that you curl your tail under and round all the way up into cat, go ahead and separate the knees a little wider apart. Bring your hips all the way back from the heels. And then inch the fingertips out long in front here and just rest your breath on that. Take a breath. And as you exhale, walk it out to the right. And you can press the hips over to the left and just breathe into that whole left side. Take another breath in. Keep this nice and long and walk it through center. And we'll lay over the left thigh this time, pressing into the hands. Reach your hips over to the right and breathe into that full right side. One more breath. Keep this nice and long. Make your way back to the center. Keep your hands out long in front of you. And this time, start to shift forward, bringing your shoulders slightly forward to the wrist. And as you exhale, draw the tailbone back and let that draw you back towards the child's pose. So kind of like an extended cat-cow. Just moving with your breath. Go through that a couple more times. Nice and easy, lengthening the belly as you shift forward. And as you exhale, you can think of the tailbone drawing you back. The next time you shift forward, bring the hips all the way back for the heels, and we'll circle it all the way out and around to the left. And just go through a couple of circles clockwise here. Bringing the stretch into the hips. And then go ahead and reverse the circle. So coming counterclockwise this time, reaching the hips over the left and all the way over to the right. Keep actively pressing into the hands here. So warming up the shoulders and hips. And then the next time that you shift forward from here, we'll realign a bit. So bringing the hips and knees in line, stack your shoulders and wrists. And from here, take the right leg straight back behind you and go ahead and lift the leg. Find a little lift through the belly. Take a breath in. As you exhale, curl the tail under. So bringing the nose toward the knee. And then as you re-extend, reach back through that heel. So nose to your knee, pull the belly up and in. And then reaching back. Two more like that. Nice and easy. And on this next one, go ahead and re-extend the leg back behind you. We'll find a little turnout in that hip joint. And this time, aim the knee toward that right elbow. Tap the elbow and reach it back. And tapping the elbow here, keeping this control, and reach it back behind you. Two more like that. And the next time that you reach it forward, go ahead and tap the elbow and release the foot all the way to the outside of that right hand. Shift the hands forward just slightly. And you're welcome to grab some blocks here. Lengthen over that front leg. And then rebend the knee and draw your heart forward. So as you exhale, lengthening through the front leg. And just do this a couple of times, moving back and forth on the breath. So you can use blocks to the hands, or hands can come onto the floor. Next time you rebend that knee, we're going to circle clockwise here. Over the right, shifting all the way back and around, lengthening that leg. More like that, opening up through the hip joint. And then the next time that you rebend this front knee, find a little lift through the belly, leaning into that hand. Go ahead and step the foot back and come back to all fours. Readjust just a bit as needed. We'll take the left leg back this time. So lift the leg so it's in line with the hip. Find that connection to your core. And then round the spine here. Draw your nose towards your knee. Re-extend. And then pull the belly up and in as you round. Two more like that. Finding that leg. And then curling the tail under. Last one. And then the next time we re-extend the leg here, this time finding that turnout in the hip joint, go ahead and tap the left elbow and reach it back. And we'll tap the left elbow. Keep this control and reach it back. Two more like that. Back the neck long. Working with your breath. The next time you come to that elbow, go ahead and step the foot all the way to the outside of the left hand. Readjust the hands forward a bit. Start to sink into the hips. Give yourself a moment to sink. And then from here, go ahead and lengthen through that leg. And then we'll rebend the knees. So you're welcome to take hands onto blocks here or onto the floor. Just move through that a couple more times, starting to warm up the hamstrings a bit. Things moving. Inhaling as you come forward. Exhale as you lengthen. And then the next time you rebend that knee, this time we'll circle it counterclockwise. So flipping all the way over to the left. Opening up through the hamstrings and the fronts of the hips. Nice and easy. And then the next time that you rebend that front knee, go ahead and lean into the hands, find a little lift through the belly, and step that foot back to all fours. So keeping the hands slightly forward. We'll tuck the toes, lift the knees here, reach your hips up and back, and just start to pedal your feet. So bending a knee and straightening a knee, nice and easy. Starting to wake up the feet, getting things moving. And the next time you bend into that right knee, go ahead and lean and maybe look through that left armpit. And then go ahead and switch, let the right knee kind of cross the midline here, like you're hearing under that right armpit. Go back and forth a couple of times. So letting the knee drop in toward the midline. And then once again, peering up underneath that left armpit, or that right armpit rather. And then releasing the heels toward the floor. And we'll lift the heels high. And keep the hips lifted. And then lower the heels, but think of lengthening the heels toward the floor, so nice and slow. And then keep the hips where they are and just lift the heels here. And then go ahead and lengthen the heels toward the floor. One more like that. Heels lift. Coming up high onto the balls of the feet and then lengthen. The next time you lift the heels, find a round spine and heel all the way forward. Once you get here, bringing your head in line with the spine. Come forward onto tippy toes, lower the knees. And then see if you can control this descent, lowering the chest all the way down between the hands. Once you're here, activate the legs. Let that activation of the legs help heal the chest away from the floor. And then rest the forehead on the mat. Two more like that. Elbows hugging in. Little back bend, baby cobra. Tailbone lengthening down toward the mat. One more. Healing the chest away. And this time slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Take the hips back toward the heels. Come back into an extended child's pose. And as you're ready, rising back onto all fours, tuck the toes, lift the knees. We'll reach the hips up and back, and just take a walk all the way up to the top of your mat. Nice and easy, no rush. And then bend the knees a lot once you're here. We're going to take the hands and clasp opposite elbows. Allow the head to be heavy. You can shake your head yes and no. Just releasing any tension. Keep your chest on the thighs. And then lift the hips up toward the ceiling. And then rebend the knees. Chest melts toward the thighs. Lift the hips up toward the ceiling. One more like that. The legs might not straighten all the way. That's okay. This time release the hands. Let them kind of dangle. And then we'll soften the knees and make your way up. Stacking one vertebrae on top of another here. Roll your shoulders back to the top. I'm going to readjust my mat. And we're going to come to stand in Tadasana. So take a moment, lifting all 10 toes away from the floor. Spread your toes here. See if you can bring them down one at a time. Allowing your big toes to be last. Once again, lift all 10 toes. Pinky toes first. Spread your toes, release them all the way down. And then find that lift of the inner heel. Let that travel up. So engage in the quads. Dropping the tailbone down, roll your shoulders back. On an inhale, taking the arms up. As you exhale, folding forward. So a little bend in the knees here as necessary. And then lengthen the belly, bring the chest away from the thighs. Folding forward, soften the knees a bit. We'll hinge from the hips. Rise all the way up. And releasing the arms back down. Tadasana. Inhale, the arms will sweep. Exhale, hinge from your hips as you fold forward. Lift the belly away from the thighs so hands might come to shins or thighs. Folding forward, ground the feet here. Take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. And releasing the arms down. Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep. Hinge from your hips, fold forward. Heart draws forward. This time we'll take the right leg back. And then light on the fingertips, so activate the back thigh. And as you exhale, step that left foot back to meet your right. Downward dog. Lift the heels, glide forward into a plank, shoulders over the wrists. From here, come forward to tippy toes, lower the knees. Hug your elbows and lower all the way onto your belly. Once you're here, slide the hands underneath the shoulders, peel your chest away, take cobra. Tuck the toes, press into the hands. Thighs draw you up and back to down dog. Inhaling the right leg. Take it all the way forward between the hands. We'll come back to fingertips here. As you exhale, step that left foot to meet your right. Fold over. Ground the feet, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. Breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep. Hinge from your hips, a little bend in the knees as needed. Fold forward. Lengthen the belly, heart draws forward. We'll take the left leg back this time. And then light on the fingertips here. So actively engage that back thigh. As you exhale, step that right foot back to meet your left. Downward dog. Lift the heels, slide forward into a plank, shoulders over the wrists. Aim the chest forward, lowering the knees. See if you can control this descent lower onto the belly. Activate the legs, peel the chest away, cobra, tucking the toes, pressing into the hands. Thighs will lift you up and back to down dog. Left leg rises. Take it all the way forward between the hands. Come back to fingertips here. As you exhale, step that right foot to meet your left. Fold over. Ground the feet, take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. Breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, fold. Long spine here, heart draws forward. We'll take the right leg back. See if you can lift the fingertips away from the mat and find a little more activity through the legs. And then regrounding the palms, taking that left foot back to meet your right. Downward dog. Lift the heels high, glide forward to a plank. Stick with lowering the knees here. Come to tippy toes, lowering halfway, elbows drawing in. Rising into cobra, or really press the floor away here if you're coming to up dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. This time raising the right leg, bend the knee and round. Re-extend. Draw your nose toward your knees so you can pull the belly up and in. One more. This one's going to come all the way forward between the hands. Coming onto fingertips as you feel steady. Go ahead and rise to a high lunge. Relax the jaw a bit. Soften the face. And then see if you can settle in. As you settle in, find that extension up through the arms. From here, we'll take a breath. As you exhale, open out to the right. Open across your chest. Take a deep inhale. Take this left hand all the way down, maybe taking it to a block. And then sweep this right arm alongside here. Releasing the hands down on either side of this front foot. Lift through your chest. And then as you exhale, lift it all the way through that leg. As you rebend, the heart will draw forward. As you exhale, lengthen over. Two more. Moving with the breath. Last one here. We'll lengthen through this front leg all the way. Maybe hopping the back foot in a bit and stay right here. Softening into this. Take another deep inhale. Exhale your breath. Rebend your front knee, heart draws forward. Stay with fingertips for a little more challenge, shaking the hands over the heart. Pour the weight into your right foot, left foot comes to meet it here. Fold over and then ground the feet. We'll take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. There we go. As you breathe out, Tadasana. Inhale, taking the arms up overhead. Hinge from your hips here. Fold forward. Lengthen the belly, heart draws forward. This time the left leg will step back. And then see if you can come lay on the fingertips here. So really activate the back leg. As you exhale, regrounding the palms, taking that foot back to meet the other foot. Down dog. Lift the heels high, glide forward and come into that plank. Make sure the shoulder blades are set on the back. Come to tippy toes, lower the knees, or lower halfway. Rise to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. We'll raise the left leg this time. Bend the knee and round. Re-extend. Draw your nose toward your knees so you can pull your belly up and in as you do. One more. This one's going to come all the way forward between the hands. Back heel stays spun up. Float the arms all the way up here. And just rise to a high lunge. Settle into the hips a bit. Relax your jaw. Find a little bit of drawing in at the inner thighs here. And then from that activation of the inner thighs, float the arms up. Take another breath here. As you exhale, open out to the left, open through the chest. Breath in here. Take this right hand down to the block here or to the floor. Lift up and then sweep this arm around toward the front wall. Or release the hands down on either side of this front foot. Lift through your chest. Exhale to lengthen over that leg. Rebend, heart draws forward. Exhale, lengthen. Rebend. Exhale, lengthen. Moving on the breath. One more like that. We're going to stay right here on this one. Maybe hopping the back foot in just a bit. Soften your face. Hold over the front leg. Relax your jaw. Breathing in and out. Take another inhale. Exhale the breath. And then rebend this front knee. Draw your heart forward. And stay with fingertips here or bring your hands over the heart. Pour weight into the left foot. Right foot comes to meet it. Fold over, ground the feet. Take the arms all the way up as you breathe in. Breathing out. Tadasana. Inhale here, arms sweep. Hinge from the hips, fold forward. Long spine, and then step into a plank. Take a moment to set the shoulder blades onto your back firmly. Lower the knees or from the tippy toes, lower halfway. Rising into cobra or upward dog, press the floor away. Exhale back to down dog. Deep breaths. And then see if you can anchor down into the floor through the index fingers and the thumbs. Find that sense of pressing the floor away, just like we did in the warm-up. Take another breath here. Exhale your breath, and then taking the breath in, lift the heels, bend the knees. Look forward to the hands, and then step or maybe hop all the way to the top of your mat. Lengthen the belly. Folding forward, soften the knees a bit, hinge from your hips, rise all the way up. And releasing the arms back down. Tadasana. Inhale, the arms will sweep. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the belly, and then planting the hands. You're welcome to step or maybe jump this time, drawing the heart forward as the legs come back. Press the floor away, coming into your back bend, and making your way back. Downward facing dog. Looking back here, make sure the feet are about sitting bone width apart. Feet are parallel, toes pointing straight ahead. Looking ahead, hands are about shoulder width apart. Wrists more or less parallel to the top of the mat. Take another breath. Lift your heels here, bend the knees. And then you can step or maybe hop all the way to the head of the mat. This time, lengthening the belly, we'll fold forward. Bend the knees and then sinking the hips. Take the arms all the way up alongside the ears. And come into chair. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, fold all the way back down over straight legs. Long spine, planting the hands. Stepping or jumping to chaturanga. Rising into your choice of back bend. And making your way back. Downward dog. We'll raise the right leg. Carefully bringing it forward between the hands. Ground the back heel. Float the arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. As you exhale, just opening up to 2. So start to sink into this front knee. Find that extension out through the arms. Settling in here. On your next breath in, take the back hand all the way down. Exhale. Chaturanga. Rise to cobra upward. Exhale. Down dog. This time raising that left leg back. Taking it forward between the hands. Round the back heel. Float the arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. As you exhale, open to 2. Start to really sink into that front knee. Settling into this a bit. And then as you inhale, take that back hand all the way down. Frame the front foot. Chaturanga or lower your knees. Rising to cobra or upward dog. Exhale back. Downward dog. Deep breath. Back to the breath here. And then from here, you can lift the heels, bend the knees, and then stepping or maybe hopping. Head of your mat. Long spine. Folding forward, bend the knees here, sink the hips. We'll take the arms up alongside the ears, come back to Utkatasana. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, fold all the way back down over straight legs. Long spine, planting the hands. You're welcome to step or maybe jump. Inhale as you rise, up dog. Exhale back to down dog. Raising the right leg on a breath in. Take it all the way forward between the hands, ground the back heel. Float the arms up here. We'll come to warrior one. As you exhale, opening up to two, start to sink into this front knee. Readjust your stance just a bit. And then reverse the warrior. Flip your front palm. Send the back hand down the back thigh. Inhale this back hand all the way to the floor. Frame your front foot. Chaturanga. Press the floor away here. Upward dog. Exhaling back to down dog. The left leg this time. Taking it forward between the hands. Ground the back heel. Float the arms up. Warrior one. Exhale to open up to two. Start to sink into that front knee. And then from here, flip your front palm, take a reverse warrior. Inhaling that back hand all the way down. Exhale, chaturanga. Rise to cobra, up dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. You're always welcome to take a rest in child pose. Really press into the floor here like you're pressing the floor away. Arms are active, chest is moving toward the thighs. Heels are lengthening toward the floor. They may touch, they may not. And then lifting the heels, bend the knees. Look forward to the hands here, step or maybe hop out of the mat. Lengthen the belly. And we'll fold forward, bend the knees. Sink the hips, take the arms all the way up alongside the ears. And stay right here. So coming into chair, take a peek down, make sure toes are peering out. Weight is reaching toward the heels. Chest is aiming forward, you're hinging from the hips. The arms are extending alongside your ears. Take a breath. Exhale, fold all the way back down over a straight leg. Long spine here, and then planting the hands. You're welcome to step or maybe jump. Chaturanga, you can always lower the knees. If you're getting tired, rising into your back bend. And making your way back. Down dog. Let's raise the right leg. This time bend the knee and round. Re-extend. Draw your nose toward your knee here. Pull the belly up and in, really round through your upper back. One more like that. This time keeping the back heel spun up. Float the arms all the way up here. We'll take a high lunge. And then start to settle in. As you sink into the hips, find this reach and extension up to the arms. We'll take a breath as you exhale, open out to the right. And then taking this back hand down, reach the left arm alongside your ear. Direct some breath into that whole left side. One more breath in here. Take the back heel down, open it up to warrior two. Readjust your stance. Bend into that front knee. So eventually this front knee will align over the ankle, and then that front thigh more or less come parallel to the floor. And then reach the arms. Settle in. Relax your jaw. Allow the face to soften. We'll come back to a reverse warrior here. And then bending this elbow, bring it to the front thigh. Take this left arm alongside the ear, and we'll set up for side angle. And then really energize from that heel all the way through to the fingertips. Notice that you're dumping into this right elbow. Can you lift the elbow away from that thigh? Can you maybe lengthen that arm toward the opposite wall? And a little bit more lift and support from underneath. One more breath. Round down, rise up. Come back to warrior two. Take this back hand all the way down. Free up this right leg, downward dog split, and the knee here, fan the hip. Maybe taking a little circle of the ankle one way, then the other. Nice and easy, lengthening the leg, float the foot down to meet the other foot. We'll take the left leg back this time. Bend the knee around. Re-extend. Draw your nose toward your knee. Pull the belly up and in, round your back. More like that. This one's gonna come all the way forward between the hands. Keeping this back heel spun up. Sweep the arms all the way up. Rise to a high lunge. And then see if you can find a little bit of gathering in of the inner thighs. Like you've got a block between the thighs here. And then from there, kind of lift up, extend up through the arms. Take a breath in. We'll open it out to the left. Maybe taking a bend of that back knee is needed. Take the back hand down the back thigh. Reach this right arm alongside the ear. Nice. Coming into a little bit of a back and a side bend here together. Breathe into that right side. Take this back heel down. Open it out, warrior two. Settle in. Start to sink. Can you plant down through the outer edge of that back foot? We'll reverse the warrior. And then bend the elbow here. Bring it to your front thigh. Take this right arm alongside the ear. Find that full extension from your heel all the way through to the fingertips, chest turning up, easing up toward that top hand. Stay here with that elbow bent or lift the elbow away. Find a little bit of support from underneath. And then maybe extend that arm toward the opposite wall. Breathe. One more breath. Round down, rise up, warrior two. Take your back hand all the way to the floor. Free up that left leg this time. Bend the knee here. You can work towards stacking the hips. Circling the ankle maybe one direction. And then the other. Lengthen through that leg. Float the foot down to meet the other foot. Stay here or travel forward into a plank. Exhaling into chaturanga. Rising into your back bend. Make your way back, downward dog, or take a child's pose. Take a breath. Bottom of the exhale, bend your knees. Look forward to your hands. You can step here or hop. Head of the mat. We'll lengthen the belly. Fold forward, bend the knees, sink the hips, take the arms all the way up alongside the ears, and back into chair from here. And then from here, start to pour the weight into that right foot. Draw the left knee in. Find that lift through the belly, sit back to chair. Pour the weight into the left foot this time, draw that right knee in. Nice and steady, go for one more set, take your time. Moving mindfully here, connect to your breath. And then the next time you shift your weight onto that right foot, go ahead and lift the left toes up. Take the hands over the heart. Soften the knee of the standing leg, flex the foot a bit. Reach that leg straight back behind you as your chest moves forward. Energize that leg like you're bringing a footprint to that back wall. And then nice and softly step back. From here, we'll float the arms up, high lunge. Take the palms back together over the heart. Tap the elbow to the outside of the knee here. Rise. Nice and slow. Chest aims forward. Start to come into this twist. Tap the elbow. Press down through strong legs. Rise up. One more like that. This time we'll sink and settle into this twist a bit more. Keep pressing that right palm into the left. And then maybe the arms extend from here. Take your back heel down, reach the right arm, open out to warrior two. Readjust the stance a bit here. Either bringing that front foot forward or the back leg back, really sink into that knee. And then take a peek down, just make sure you're not rolling in on the inside of that right foot. Make sure the front toes point straight ahead and that right knee is opening out to the right. Nice, we'll take a reverse warrior from here. Coming into a side bend. Lengthen all the way through that front leg. And then cut the right hip under here. Lengthen the right side waist. That hand can come to the shin. Top arm will lift. Coming into Trikonasana. Use those low ribs rolling under to turn the chest up. Maybe release that bottom hand away from the shin. And then press down to rise up. Rebend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Shift your gaze down toward that front big toe, maybe grabbing a block on your way down. That left hand can come to the hip. Setting up for Ardha Chandrasana here, stacking the hips. Energize the back leg. From here, maybe extend the left arm. And then we'll rebend that standing leg.
Nice soft landing back to warrior two. Lengthen all the way through that leg. Your feet so they're parallel. We'll turn to face the sidewalk here. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold. And then you can release the hands here to the insides of the feet, or go ahead and wrap them around the arches of the foot. Allow the weight of the head to release. Your hands can come onto the block or the floor. Taking a slight bend in the knees here, working towards lengthening the legs. Take one more breath. And then we'll lengthen the belly. Nice and easy, start to walk the hands around toward this front foot. And sinking into this front knee. Take your time. You can grab blocks of the hands here. As you're ready, settling in. And then bringing the hands onto the front thigh. Press down through that right foot firmly. Find a little lift so you're not just sinking into the hips here. And then sweeping the arms all the way up overhead, Anjaneyasana. We'll reach the arms back and around. Till the foot over to the right. And settle in for lizard. So you're walking with Keith's hands on blocks. You can come down to the floor. You can lower onto the forearms here, maybe sliding a block underneath. And then breathe. Relax your jaw in here, soften the face. Settling into this, one more breath. And then go ahead and walk the hands back in. Hands can come to blocks here or to the floor. Just like we did in the warm-up, lengthening through that front leg. And then rebend, draw your heart forward. Exhale, lengthen all the way through that front leg. Rebend. We'll do that a couple more times, moving on to breath. And then the next time you rebend that knee, take a little circle of the hips clockwise here, all the way up and around. The next time we rebend that knee, tuck your back toes under, find a little lift through your belly. And we'll step this left foot all the way to the outside of the left hand. And from here, start to sink the hips down. Coming into your yogi squat, join the palms of the heart. Let the tailbone get heavy, but as you do, lengthen up to the crown of the head. And then find a little lift from underneath and maybe hover 2 inches away from the floor, maybe 3. Breathe right there. So activating all the muscles around the hip joint here. One more breath. Press down, lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, fold forward. So feel your feet in a bit. You're welcome to grab some blocks here. You can bend the knees. You can take a hold of opposite elbows. Or if it's available to you, try a yogi toe, grabbing index fingers and next fingers around the big toes. Lengthen through the belly as you exhale, fold forward. Allow the weight of the head to be heavy. Relax your jaw a bit. Giving into gravity here, just letting go. Another breath in. Exhale, we'll release the toes. Don't feel the feet in here, bend the knees, sink the hips. Keep the arms back up alongside the ears, come back to chair. This time pouring all the way into the left foot, reach the right toes away. And then sink back to chair. Or the weight into the right foot, left toes left. Find that engagement of the lower belly here. Once again, chair. Pouring the weight into the left foot. And back to chair. Or the weight into the right foot. Then next time you sit back to chair, bring all the way into that left foot, reach the right toes away. Take the hands over the heart, soften the knee of that standing leg, flex the foot, pull the belly up and in. We'll aim the chest forward as that leg comes straight back. And then drop the hip a bit, allow that thigh to roll in. Nice and slow, bend into your standing leg. Nice soft landing, float the arms up overhead, high lunge. Take the palms together over the heart, tap the right elbow this time. And then press down for both feet, rise up. And come into that twist. Tap, press down to rise up. One more like that. Nice. The next time we come into that twist, we're gonna hold, maybe snuggling that elbow down a bit more, and then press the left palm into the right. Turn the chest up, ease, turns up. Maybe the arms extend. Nice, we'll take the back heel down. Open up warrior two, readjust your stance just a bit. Spread through those left toes, really start to bend into that front knee. And then finding that extension from fingertip to fingertip here. Nice, we'll take a reverse warrior. And then go ahead and lengthen all the way through that front leg. Take a reverse triangle here. Put the left hip under, lengthening that left side waist. Hand comes to the shin. Lift the top arm up. And then roll the lower ribs under. Use that to help turn the chest. Stay here. Find a little lift away. Maybe releasing the left hand away from that chin. And then like somebody's got you by the wrist, press down to rise back up. Rebend this front knee. That right hand can come to a hip. And then shift your gaze forward, maybe grabbing a block here, bringing that block about 6 to 8 inches in front of that front big toe. Floating the back leg up. And then start to turn the chest from here. Maybe that top arm lifts toward the ceiling. Energize the back leg. Ardha Shavasana. Start to bend back into that standing leg. Nice soft landing back to warrior two. Lengthen all the way through that front leg. This time bring the left foot so it's parallel to the right. Turn to face the side wall, lift your chest. Hinge from your hips forward. All the way forward, let the crown of the head reach towards your mat. If it's almost toward the mat, maybe taking a block up underneath. And bring the hands to blocks here. Coming into a second set, wide-legged forward fold. You're welcome to grab a yogi toe on this one. And then maybe bend the elbows, engaging the biceps. Breathing in now, take another breath here. Exhale fully, one more deep inhale. And then nice and easy, lengthen the belly. Start to walk your hands around for that front foot. Rebend the front knee, spinning off the back heel. And then lower that back knee all the way down if you need to, taking some padding to that back knee. Start to sink, settling into the hips a bit. And then as you're ready, bring the hand onto the front thigh, lift the chest, press down through that left foot a bit, helping activate the muscles around the thigh, the hip. Float the arms all the way up, Anjaneyasana, a little bit of the back. And then go ahead and unwind. We'll toe heel this foot over to the left. Drop the left shoulder to the inner thigh. Staying here, lowering down onto forearms if you like, or sliding a block underneath your forearms, so lizard pose. And settle in here for a couple of breaths. Relax your jaw. And nice and easy, we'll make our way back up. You can take hands onto blocks here or hands to the floor. And we'll just lengthening all the way through that front leg. Rebend the front knee, the heart will draw forward. Exhale, lengthen all the way through that front leg. And just moving back and forth, moving with your breath. Nice, the next time you rebend this knee, this time we'll take that circle counterclockwise. So circling over to the left, all the way back and around. And then the next time you rebound this knee, tuck your back toes under, find a little lift through your belly, pour all the weight into that left hand, left foot. Go ahead and take the right hand, or right foot to the outside of the right hand. And then just sink the hips from here. And then from here, join the palms, press into your feet. And then from there, find a little lift away from the floor. Engage the belly, engage the pelvic floor. Hover a few inches away, just hold, breathing into that Activating all the muscles around the hips here. One more breath. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, twiggle the feet in a bit. And take a hold of opposite elbows, maybe a yogi toe. Or on this one, lifting the feet, sliding the hands all the way up underneath. And then see if you can press down for the balance of the big toes. Allow the waves ahead to release. Allow the chest to just collapse onto the thighs here. Then you can stay here or work on lengthening the legs by drawing the hips up toward the ceiling. Bringing the chest melting toward the thighs. One more breath. And nice and easy, we'll release, soften the knees. From here, make it all the way up to stand. Stacking one vertebrae on top of another here. Roll your shoulders back, roach out, take your time. When you're ready, inhaling the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Come into a long spine here, and we'll step to plank. And then either go through vinyasa, or you can lift the hips here and make your way to downward dog. So we'll meet back up in downward dog. This time raising the right leg, bend the knee and around the spine. And then re-extend. Aim toward that left elbow this time. Reach it back, and then we'll come toward the right elbow. Draw that foot toward the opposite armpit. Find a little lift through your belly. And then lowering down. So you're welcome to take your blanket here or a block. And maybe pad this right hip. In fact, you can bring it on a little bit of a diagonal here. Bring it underneath the front of that left hip and underneath that right hip as well. And then lengthening the belly when you're ready, just folding forward. Welcome to grab a block here to rest the forehead. And then settle in.
Always been in my nature.
What can you do to soften? What can you do to let go?
Got lost in the caves of virtue. On a game of lost belief. That friend of the day I met you.
Another couple of breaths here. And then nice and easy, you can slide that blanket away. Tuck your back toes under. Find a little lift through the belly here. From here, lift that right foot away and then reach it back to meet the left. You might need to wiggle the toes back a bit here. And then you're in a forearm plank. Get that feeling of driving the floor towards you. Try not to let the hips lift. Try not to let the derriere sink. Reach back for the heels, energize the legs. Take a breath. And as you exhale, draw your thighs back. Walk your feet in just a bit. And then you'll be like in a downward dog on the forearms here. And then press down into the forearms. As you do, move the chest back toward the thighs. Lift up through the hips. You're welcome to stay right here, or you can shift forward. And then draw the thighs back, coming into dolphin. Kind of peering over your hands, and then thighs draw down. One more like that. Then from here, we'll walk the feet in a bit more. Release the hands. Pressing your hands so firmly that the elbows cover up off your mat. And then stay right here or move through vinyasa. And we'll come on to the left side from here, reaching that left leg straight back. Bend the knee and around. Re-extend. Bring it toward that right elbow this time. Bring it across the body. And this time toward the left elbow, up toward the shoulder. And release the foot for that right armpit. And then you're welcome to take a block or maybe a blanket underneath this left hip. In fact, you can even pad the front of this right thigh. And then find a little length here when you're ready, folding forward. Recline reclining pigeon, always an option coming onto the belly here. Letting go, settling into this for just a couple more rounds of breath, nice and easy. Another deep inhale here. And nice and easy. Walk the hands in a little bit. I'm going to come onto the forearms, so tuck the back toes under, find a little lift from your belly. From there, cover that knee away from the floor, and then reach the left leg straight back to meet the right knee. You need to wiggle the toes back just a bit. And then from here, you're in that forearm plank again. Energize the legs, reach back through the heels. One more breath. Exhale, thighs draw you down, walk in just a bit. Lengthen the heels toward the floor, pressing down through the forearms. Chest moving toward the thighs. You're welcome to stay here. You can release the fingers and kind of shift forward and back. This is a great core strengthener, shoulder strengthener. On this last one, lock the feet in just a bit more, release the hands. Press into the hands so firmly, elbows cover away from your mat. And then stay right here, or go through a final vinyasa. And we'll meet back up in downward dog. From here, lowering the knees, sink the hips to the heels, round your spine, let the forehead rest on the mat. And you can take a little sway side to side here if you like. Getting into a nice little massage from the forehead. Letting the hips sway side to side. And from here, making your way to a seat where you can come back to down dog, onto the balls of the feet, and then hop through to a seat. And we'll go ahead and rock side to side, bring extra push away from the sitting bones here. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen up to the crown of the head. Take a hand to your low back, so make sure you have this inward curve of the spine. And then lengthening the belly from here, hinge from your hips, and fold forward of the legs. So you can take a bend in the knees. You can also elevate the hips with a block or a blanket here. And you're welcome to either take a block to rest the forehead, or maybe a block behind the feet here. Press into the feet a bit, and then folding over. Wherever you are, breathe. Paschimottanasana. Feel a tug or discomfort in the low back. Back off a little. Try to bend your knees. One more breath here. And then just allow the fingertips to drag. Stack it up. Bone by bone, sitting up top. And then from here, bend the knees, slide forward on your mat a bit. Take your hands back behind the thighs. Lower all the way down. Keeping the block handy if you like. From here, when you're ready, walk the feet in toward the sitting bones. Tuck the chin slightly toward the chest and lift the hips away. And then you're welcome to rock side to side, maybe interlacing the fingers. Take a breath. Releasing your hands, see if you can lower down bone by bone, nice and slow, lowering all the way back down to the floor. We're welcome to take a second set of bridge. Or from here, bring the hands alongside the ears, rising up into full wheel. And chin to your chest first if you're in full wheel, or lowering down bone by bone, nice and easy. Take one more. And this time, grab your block, you can bring it on the low or the medium height here. Slide it underneath your sacrum, that flat bone is base of the spine. And then staying with this or extending one leg and the other toward the ceiling. And we'll take a supported shoulder stand. Close the eyes, bring the palms to face up, relax your jaw. Soften into this.
For each other, if I was good love, if I was good love, if I was good love,
Take another breath here.
if I was good love,
And take an inhale and take that entire exhale
if I was
to bring the feet to the floor. Nice and slow. Once the toes touch down, lift the hips here. Slide your block out and just walk the feet out to the edge of the mat. We'll drop the knees into the center, take the arms up overhead like cactus arms. Just start to windshield wiper around the legs. See if you can connect back to your breath. And see if you can take the head in that opposite direction. Nice and easy. Go through a couple of cycles here. And the next time you drop your knees to the left, look over that right shoulder, breathe into that whole right side. Go ahead and come up and over that left shoulder. Direct your breath into that whole left side. We'll make our way back to the middle. Give your knees a hug. Take a little release the low back into the floor, circling one way and then the other. And then just allow the knees to drop open here. You can grab a hold of your ankles. And then see if you can ground your sacrum. Stay here, slide the hands to the arches of the feet. And then rock them side to side. Take your time. And if you like, you can let that one leg. As you bend the other knee in and then lengthen the other. After you've gone through a couple of cycles. We'll draw the knees in. Give yourself a hug. Wrap your arms around the knees. And then heel the upper body away. Draw your nose toward your knees here. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly unfurl. And extend the legs long. Reach the arms to the sides. A little bit away from the bottom. Bring your palms to face up. And we'll release into Shavasana. You're welcome to use the blanket up underneath the head, or you can take it behind the knees here for a little support for that low back. And then just settling in, letting go. And back to where we started. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send it all the way down to your toes. And then letting go of any tension you're still holding on to, feet, ankles. Working your way up to your calves. Moving your way up to your thighs. Your hips, your back, your belly, your chest. All the way up to your shoulders, arms at your sides, the neck and the head. Slowly here, just starting to deepen your breath. And use the movement back to the body. Wiggling fingers and toes. And as you're ready, just taking the arms up overhead. Doing this final stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. And then bending the knees in one at a time here, and just coming to lie on your right side. Pausing for a moment. Taking a moment to soak in all the effects of your practice. And keeping the eyes closed, go ahead and press your way up to a seat, allowing the head to be the last to come up. And we'll take some padding underneath the seat here. Take a moment. Going back to your intention. Rejoining your palms over the heart. And from here, closing class with the sound of one Om. Bring the hands to heart center and folding forward. Namaste.